Hello everyone, welcome to the Advancement Centre and welcome to the world of magic and miracles. On this special occasion, we're working with a computer that's decided to do its own thing. So if it cuts out, we'll just start again. So for now, I'll just continue because I believe my picture is okay. Once we gather together in a semblance of understanding, we find that our appreciation of everything in the world is nothing but an automatic flow that can never be repeated in any time in life. The essence of our being takes over and lives a special life that has nothing to do with what we thought life was about. When all this happens, we find that we're fully aware of one another's presence. We're fully aware of the presence of beings that really don't show themselves. And in essence, we're fully aware of the universe in a whole different way than we have before. So as you listen, you don't hear the words. You don't even see the pictures. And your awareness grows to encapsulate something that you can't place in a field of explanation. Because you can't place it in a field of explanation, there's a feeling of a little bit of loss because you're so used to understanding everything. But as you stay with the feeling of presence of every being and every part of the universe, you become extremely comfortable and you accept that special feeling of normality that you've never felt before. There is nothing to do to achieve anything. There is nothing to have an experience about. But there's everything new that comes as a feeling, that comes as a vision, that comes as excitement, and it comes through channels that you've never felt before. This is where we're headed, to opening all the channels of mutual understanding that have nothing to do with a standard set by the brain or by society or by your experience. So this level of understanding is not measurable, apart from the fact that it's extremely comfortable. It has an acceleration about it that sends you through the roof. And it's different to the acceleration that you're used to. So as I speak, the format of what comes to you actually changes. And you start to feel something that's nothing to do with the words, nothing to do with the transmission, and nothing to do with anything that you can explain. But it grows and it fills your presence so that it is a plausible part of every part of the universe, of every movement, and of every scene. In everything that appears in the physical world, there's a part of you. In every single frame of picture that is delivered to each person. It's not your face. It's not your overall body. It's you in a form that you're starting to feel is endless. So now that exists, you can step past all things and find yourself in a better place than you've ever been before. In a better frame of mind. With enormous capabilities in the area of magic, miracles, and the condition of your physical being. As your capability increases, your physical being changes form to meet these new and exciting facilities that you bring to the physical world. There's nothing written in any history or any prediction or even in any fairy tale that is present with you right now. You are beyond all explanation, but you're not beyond what you know is perfect. The precision in your vibration is now starting to show the focal plane in which you will work. It's much sharper than what you're used to. It seems to be a minutely thin layer that you can easily go past and lose focus. But as you relax, you feel you're in complete control of where your physical plane starts, finishes, and maintains its focus. We are all different beings, but we have decided to find this focal plane where each one of us can add the special features that are needed for perfection. That focal plane is appearing slowly but surely. The more we all talk to one another, and the more we interact with the world, its facilities, and its abnormalities. Just thinking of what we already have starts you going further into what we don't have. Not thinking at all takes you into what's available. So when you get an interaction from the world that continues to pay no heed to anything that you need, all you can do is smile and see that it's there to try and pull you away from the special features that you add to the world. And the more disturbance you get, the greater your ability to change frequency, to change focal planes, and still maintain that special plane that is suitable to everyone, without any thought, apart from the fact that you've had to change something, and you allow it to happen automatically. As we continue to pursue the mysteries of the world, you continue to demonstrate that there is nothing more important than just being the person you are when you've stepped past everything. We now know beyond a doubt that our essence has gone past where we thought it would. And even the word essence is something that we haven't used so well. But now it's starting to display itself in a much better way than we could have even planned. It's showing something in our physical being that we didn't know was there. Many people could look at others and see that essence, but it was impossible for a person to see their own. Now we can see our own essence, we can feel it, we can go with it. And that beauty that shines even when you've got yourself covered in grease from working on a car or something. Your eyes sparkle, your body sends out a picture that's entirely different to what you would expect. It shows special features that nobody has ever been able to describe. We can talk about feelings of love and appreciation and adventure and all those things, but with it all in together, your eyes sparkle, your body sends out an aura, and it touches everyone because of something that has happened in our field, where we've opened a door that has never been opened before. To say that we can continue to do that sounds a little strange, because we're used to opening a door or not opening a door. But we continue to open the door that is endless. We continue to sparkle with endless brightness. We serve no real purpose except our being present and our continuous elation because of who we are. And that purpose continues to update every minute, every day, so that it's never achieved for more than a fraction of a second. So in the light of that, you continually have a new purpose that flutters in and out of your life in varying depths, varying degrees. But you're ahead of it all the time. The social standing doesn't even hold in your physical being. So now, if we look further again, we can see, just like we can see on the horizon, we can see something coming. And we're aware that it may change before it gets to us. But the excitement of being able to see ahead is something we haven't experienced before. And the wonder of the sudden change that can happen before that awareness comes into reality really fires up our whole essence, so that it provides a source of energy and power to our physical body that we've never known before. It sounds complex, but in the simplicity of everything, it all happens automatically, as long as you know it's possible and you're happy to let it happen. So the outcome of everything that we do depends on nothing. It is already on its way. Before anybody can do anything, it may have changed. And the only way you get an outcome is if you freeze your picture for a while, because it's a continuous flow of it, effect and outcome, second to second. And the only person who can track that is you. The capability of humanity is becoming visible, but only because you can see it. Only because you're willing to take the step forward that says, I can step past my security blanket and watch what happens. Once you step past that security blanket, you find yourself more secure, because you've overcome the insecurity that said I needed a security blanket. Whether that security blanket is real, unreal, imaginary, or fictitious, doesn't matter. But once we've stepped out, we will never step back. Once we've experienced the feeling of the new world that has nothing to do with the politics or the formula for a new way of living. It's a new world that we brought with us. Each one of us has more than just a component. We have the whole world with our additions. We have a multitude of inputs into everybody's life. But most of all, we hold the whole picture. Each one of us does. And none of them are the same. So when somebody looks into the sky, they're looking into their sky. They're seeing what they see. Even when they take a photo and they compare it, they still see what they see. And beyond that, they see what can't be captured. Not just in the sky, but in everybody. In everything, and in everybody's face, in their posture, in their way of movement. So as we draw on more unknowns, we get ourselves to where we're used to the fact that they'll never be turned into knowns. They remain unknown, but familiar. They add to what we need, just like food. You blindfold someone, give them food, you can tell them it's something different and they'll taste the difference. Because the taste has been associated with the picture. They don't necessarily go together. When you deal with the unknown, you take on what you need in any moment. And how it tastes and how it feels will be perfect, no matter what the real life picture shows you. So as we step further into nowhere, we're given more to nourish our being. And as we nourish our being, our essence grows. Our presence in the universe grows. And the power we deliver to the universe grows. And our whole aspect of who is providing what changes as we start to feel our own power feeding into the universe. Then we realize we're an endless source of everything. We deliver and deliver and deliver. And we get better and better at it. We don't need anything but the natural cycle that happens because we're a human entity. As a human entity, we have our own engine. We have our own fuel source. And it exists in the universal movement of matter, of flow, and of unseen matter. And technology will never catch up. So as we develop ourselves, we will develop technologies as well. But you don't need to take your time to develop something so that you can develop. You exceed all expectations the moment you decide to. And you don't decide through your head. It's 1,000,001 different inputs and outputs that come together to mingle with the stars and change the hologram of your life, how you feel and how you see. And it can happen before you can even see from a physical plane. And in fact, it happens and appears in the physical plane. And it's usually seen by somebody else before you see it, even though it happened because of you. So what I've been talking about seems to be a mystery that is not a mystery. And it is a subject that is no longer a subject because it's moved on and it's floating in the background while we find something else. Simplest way of achieving anything is just to smile. Watch it form. And not worry about any proof. Proof may appear, but it's not necessary. Because whatever you see, whatever you feel, is actually real. And you can tell yourself it's made up, and you can keep asking. But it's like placing an order and changing it every 20 seconds. You'll never receive what you ordered, because the universe will be so busy cancelling what you decided to start with, reenacting the order, starting to create it, and cancelling again, so you can do another one. Because you never have the same pattern within you at any time in your life. It changes all the time. Even your picture of something changes the instant you've made a picture. And it'll never be right. It's like an artist. They paint something and then they're back changing it forever until you take it off them and sell it. And it's never good enough, because the picture is actually moving. And in its movement, it regenerates all sorts of things. It enables you to decide to let your image stand and let it change as it wants to, so that you can smile each time you get close to it. You can look at a painting, see what's wrong with it, walk away, come back and find that it's something else that's wrong with it. Or you can look at it and see it changing the way it's supposed to. It'll continually change, and it'll show you what it wants to show you, just like a person's face. So now we find ourselves in a whole new world that has no direction, that has no purpose, that doesn't relate to what has been put in your head. But at the same time, we're smiling, saying, go for it. Keep doing it. It's fantastic. Because there's a new elevated feeling and a new advanced standard growing, just like a brilliant flower within each person. And there will be times when they will appear in the physical world as they're required. And each person will glow to express something that they couldn't express with words. And it will cause everybody to look in their direction, even though it may be for a fraction of a second. That's sufficient to drive your power back into the universe forever, so that you can do more good, more places, and in more ways than you thought possible. We can bring to life the world that we think we should be bringing to life. And we can have great achievements until the picture moves and the value of what we're talking about and what we've done disappears. Or we can stay with the movement, make everything work, make everything glow, and make everything better for everyone. And don't worry about your achievement. You're achieving the impossible just by going past the fixed picture of the physical world. So now we come to the point where we say, so what now? And the answer is simple. Do nothing except what comes to you. Elevate nothing except what appears in front of you. And see yourself as the being who is capable of doing it all in the blink of an eye. In that way, all you have to do is blink your eye. And it all happens. The snap of a finger, the elevation of a little smile, slight inflection, the little bit of humour is all that's needed to take us beyond everything we've known and further into the world of our Creator. Enjoy every moment, but most of all, enjoy one another. Thank you for listening. I now wish you a perfect life, perfect health, and a magic future. Thank you.